Welcome to the Get Your Ass Up podcast. I'm Tony, the closer. I'm here to inspire and motivate you to never give up on your dreams. As a former NFL athlete who overcame personal setbacks like going to jail and bankruptcy, I turned my life around to become one of the top salesmen in the world. In this podcast, we'll feature celebrity guests, successful entrepreneurs, and my incredible network to give you real-world advice on how to achieve success in all aspects of life. Whether you're looking to build a successful business, achieve financial freedom, or simply need some motivation to keep pushing forward, we've got you covered. Man, we've had amazing celebrity guests on here like Dame Dash, T.I., my boy Joe Hayden and Edgerrin James, Andre Berto, and more, sharing their stories and insights on how to reach their full potential. Listen, so are you ready to get your ass up and achieve your dreams? Hit that subscribe button right now so you never miss an episode of the Get Your Ass Up podcast with me, your boy Tony, the closer. Let's dive in. Let's change your life together. Let's go. What's up, man? I'm super excited about this today's show, man. I got a legend in the building with me, and I've been looking to do this one for a few years now. And I'm really appreciative of you taking some time to sit down with me today. Mr. Dame Dash, entrepreneur, hip-hop mogul. You're respected by many throughout, just the black community. Very outspoken, I think very misunderstood by a lot of people. So I appreciate you sitting down with me. I want to ask you a few questions today, man. Welcome to Get Your Ass Up.
Thanks for having me. Pause.
For starters, man, like one of the things I wanted to know from you right off the bat, what's your biggest regret?
Well, I think I wish I was a little more respectful to my mother when she was alive. So when she passed when I was about 15 and it was just me and her. She's a single mom, and it was like, I know that as an adult and a parent, the way that my mom and I used to interact, I wouldn't want my children talking to their mom like that. So I think that's about the only thing. I wish I was a little more respectful to my mom.
I hear you in a lot of interviews. I was just listening to some of your other interviews, and I hear you mention your mom a lot in your interviews, and I know that's like you lost her at a very young age. Mm-hmm. What impact do you feel like that had on you growing up without having your mother?
It made me a beast. That was the biggest fear up until that happened. And, you don't think or know how you're going to react to things if it does, and it did. That's another reason why I often don't like to manifest or think about the worst case scenario, because I'm powerful, I can manifest it. So if you harp on something in your brain too much, because I'd always be worried about my mom because she had asthma. It happened, but at that point I had nothing to be scared of. So in my mind I was like, well, if I die, at least I'll be with my moms. So at that point I became fearless. Facing your fears early or dealing with a lot of trauma or pain early is a gift and a curse, because pain grows you up fast. And the way you deal with pain dictates your future. And, like Rocky just lost her grandmother. She's 97. I'm like, damn, you had your grandmother, your mother's 70 and had her mother till she was 70? Like, I only had my mom since I was 15, and you have your mother? Like, I don't even know what that kind of support is.
Right.
I don't miss it because I never got it. Again, it's a gift and a curse. Becoming independent early sometimes is the best thing that can ever happen to you. It's funny how pain is the thing that is like the one thing that teaches people if they're smart enough to learn from it. And the trick is to try to learn and appreciate things without pain. Because if you appreciate things when you're in pain, you can't enjoy it. Mm-hmm. So that's why I learned really early, the only thing I'm going to be crying about is somebody dying. Other than that, don't stress me with nothing or jail. Other than that, it's fun all day, because I can't control dying. People going to die, that shit is guaranteed. But in between that time, I'm partying every second, in between the tragedies. So when the tragedies that I can't control happen, at least I got a life to look forward to. Now, you got a miserable life and some miserable shit happens, you don't have nothing to look forward to. You fucked. But every time, like when I lost to Lee, I was like, damn, I'm having way too much fun to let this define me. I'm going to keep having fun, but I'm going to be in pain. And the way I approach it is everybody feels this pain, but they don't have this life to go to. The next week 9/11 happened. Tragedy is part of the game, so it shouldn't be tragedy. People are always surprised at shit that happens to people every day. The thing is, what I'm surprised about is how people complain about shit that is nothing. Mm-hmm. If you're healthy, if you're not in jail, if your family is cool, money means nothing. Enjoying life means everything. You're going to feel pain. It's going to come with it. Ain't nothing in this world perfect. That's a lot.
Let me ask you a question, man. You just brought up Aaliyah, and I know that had to be like one of the most unexpected and tragic incidents that you can have as a companion, to lose somebody that you truly care about in a tragedy like that. What are some of the thoughts that you have to this day when you think of Aaliyah and your relationship with her?
She showed me love. I didn't even know what being in love could feel like, and she showed me how to recognize it. So losing someone you love is the worst shit in the world, and as a young man, it's the most unexpected way to feel pain. So when you brace your face for a punch, it doesn't hurt as bad. My face wasn't braced for that. That shit knocked me down. But it became really important to me to lead by example and to be strong, to cry in public and fight in public at the same time, because the scumbags come out when you're in your worst. When you're in pain, or that's when they really try to take your block. So I had to come out the next day. And also, the way I act is the way the people that look up to me or are influenced by me are going to act. So they'd be like, yo, you folded, so I could fold. Nah, I didn't fold. Act accordingly. I could tell you how to act because I've been there. You know what I mean? So you can't ever expect somebody to be strong if you ain't acting strong. You can't have any expectation of anyone doing anything that you are not yourself doing or leading by example to do. That's why when people be like, yo, I'm teaching people how to be rich, I'll be like, are you rich? You know what I'm saying? Like, how you going to be a entrepreneur coach and you got a roommate? You know what I'm saying? I'll be like, it doesn't add up.
I say that all the time.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a scary world with that.
So you have to be successful at something. That's why it always worries me in education. It's like these teachers are scared. They don't make their own dreams come true. They have a job. How can they teach anything but that? They're teaching control and fear because that's all they know. How you going to teach a student how to be rich and you just was never rich? How you going to teach them to be strong and fight and you don't? And also language is important. So, everyone actually digests and understand things in different ways just based on where you're from and how you was raised. So you have to make sure when you communicate to someone that they really understand what you're saying.
Right.
So someone might speak in video games, so I'm going to talk to you in video games. If someone talks in selling drugs, I start to equate things in selling drugs. If you talk in sports, I'm going to equate things in sports. So I couldn't give Andre Berto no advice about boxing unless I got in the ring and put level on it. But I had to do that. Pause.
Hey, Berto.
He has to respect me. He know I can fight.
Hey, Berto, he got one off on you, dog.
Listen.
Look, put him out of business. Put him out of business.
He got.
He's going to the doctor right now because of that.
Hey man, hey, shout out to my boy Berto, man. I saw Berto with you the other night, and I was like, man, I've been trying to connect with Dame for a minute, man. Put that together for me. You guys made that happen real quick, man. So shout out to Andre, man. We be over at Boxer getting it in. He's an authentic dude, man. I really respect you, man. It's that Virgo gang, man.
Yeah, I know Berto for about 20 years now. I was his first promoter. Me and Lou DeBella, and I used to bring him around with me and shit. You know what I mean? But he was always respectful. Always wanted to do other things, and some relationships last for long periods of time, some don't. I have a low tolerance level for people. If I have like a time with them and it's cool, if they do something I don't like, I just don't fuck with them. So 20 years later, if I still fuck with you, that means you have some pretty good qualities. And then also you have that speed dial thing, and things just happen. And that's the thing, when you have those kind of relationships, you have to make sure that you stick together because at least you know what and who you're working with. So like, if he stands up for you, I know he's going to be accountable.
Right.
You know what I mean? I know that for a fact.
Yeah, I respect the shit out of Andre, man. Let me ask you about that, like, relationships, because you seem to have, like, this rap of, like, it's almost like a negative black cloud. Like, it's essentially like you've been blackballed
by negative people.
By a community. You hear
a community of negative people. I have not been blackballed by the people I don't want to be blackballed by. So if you're a person that does something that's morally wrong, you can't blackball me. I'm not fucking with you. You can make that narrative all you want. But if you selling nickels and I sell weight, how you gonna tell me that I can't work? I've just outgrown you. That's all. But you ever like left the girl and the girl says she left you? You ever had that thing?
Yeah.
That's all it is. No one's gonna say, yo, Dame just didn't fuck with me no more because he thinks I'm dumb. You think someone's gonna say that? Dame doesn't fuck with me because I'm not honorable.
No,
Dame's not gonna fuck with me because I raw. So what are they gonna say? If a nigga don't fuck with me, you better see if he's a good nigga. Because I have very long-lasting, standing relationships with good people. The good people I still fuck with.
Right.
See, it's that other people look the other way because they have to stay in that industry. I don't. So once I know you immoral, I don't care how much money you can make me. I'm out. I don't want dirty money. It ain't about money. It's about my integrity. My value is love. That's my currency. That my bank account is how thorough I am. If I have to compromise to get anything, then in the mirror, I'm calling myself a sucker. I've never had to do that. And I can't imagine having to do that. Like, what's the spin on it when you do some sucker shit? You don't never look at the mirror and say, yo, I'm a sucker. And be proud like, yo, I robbed a nigga. I'm a scumbag. Niggas don't say that. They just justify it. Mm-hmm. They make a good nigga look bad to justify their foul ways. So you tell me one nigga that don't fuck with me and you see what their business practices are. Name one good nigga that don't fuck with me.
I feel that.
Name one good nigga that don't fuck with me. Name one thorough dude that don't fuck with me, and I'd love to know their reasons. And if they thorough, that means it's not just they thorough with one person. You got to be thorough with everybody. You can't scumbag people that you're scared of or not scared of, and not scumbag people just because you fear them and act like that's thorough.
Do you feel like being outspoken has cost you business or opportunities?
No. I burn bridges so I don't have to go back. And if I'm outspoken, it's so people can hear me that are too scared to say or are not fighting for themselves. I just want to bring awareness. If I find out you're a child molester, I'm telling her, this dude is a child molester. Stay away. All children. I'm saying it loud. So when I find that you molested my culture, I'm putting a big focus on you. Mm-hmm. But also I'm from Harlem. We loud. We snap. We ain't worried about shit because it's confidence. I don't care what nobody think because I really believe I'm right and I'm never trying to hurt anybody. And I don't believe I'm outspoken. I believe I'm honest. See, a black man that tells the truth is outspoken. How dare a black man question the system of another culture? That's an outspoken man. Now, I'm a man that questions things that aren't logical. And it's so many things that I got shit to talk about all day. That doesn't make you outspoken. That's what they call a black man that has the nerve to question an authority or someone that's pretending to be an authority. That is not.
I love that.
How you gonna blackball a nigga and he makes everyone rich? That makes no sense. You know what I'm saying?
I don't see. That part is interesting, right? Because
I don't want to be in the industry. After I make the rich in that industry, I'm out.
But I feel like I've been blackballed in my industry, right?
And you create your own.
And that's where I'm at this point. Is I've been outspoken about people that's been scamming and doing bad business in the black community, but what happens is you seem like these people running in cliques, right? So because a couple people running a clique, they'll basically box you out because you done called out the guys that been doing bad business. So
let me ask you a question real quick. So, I'm here in the studio and I was like, yo, could I smoke in the studio? And he was like, no. What was my next thing? I said,
I'm gonna go buy it. I'm gonna buy it.
I ain't mad at you for your rules. I'm just gonna buy it. Nothing to talk about.
Right.
And me talking about other niggas' rules in their house, yo, that's your block. Or even if it's not your block, that shit is whack because you want it. I'm gonna just make a new block. I don't want to deal with people that I have to, politics and bitchy and clicky and all that. I'm not here for that. It ain't no money worth all that. It's like, yo, if you guys are at the forefront of this industry, I don't even want to be in it. That means I got to see you every day. I got to smell you. I got to look at you. Uninspiring. I outgrow people very fast if they are not evolving at the pace that I am.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes people offended at times. But, yo, I haven't stood in the same place and done the same thing. You ain't seen me try to have a record label. I'm not trying to recreate that magic. I want to make a fucking television network or an art gallery or something that I haven't done before. So I'm out. That block is done. I washed it. I burnt it out. I'm gone. Now y'all can sell these. You can sell deuces. When I was on it, they would. It was dimes and 20s.
Right.
The block's crowded. I don't want to be on the block when it's crowded. I like to sell a new drug someplace else and sell it for whatever price I want. I don't want to see no old shit. I want to be inspired. I want to see new shit constantly. And then I want to listen to the old shit like this was dope, but what I'm doing is iller. I don't want to be known for Rockefeller. I want to be known for Artifeller, the shit I'm doing now.
It's hard.
It's true. Niggas, when I walk in the street, they don't be like Rockefeller Rocket. They be like, that shit you said last week was fly. They fucking with me not because of what I said 10 years ago. It's what I said last week, and it's very consistent to what I said 10 years ago.
Right.
That's all. I'm just on my Dean. I'm just never going to be like, yo, just because y'all think it's right, a clique of dumbass niggas is getting together to say something's good when it's not. I'm not rolling with that. So if that offends the people that are, of course, that's what it's supposed to do. Bro, when you take a nigga girl, does he like you?
Of course not.
Niggas hate me. That's Berto. Not just like
Oh man.
If you have a history of being the guy that when you come in the room, like all the girls like you, do dudes try to keep you out the room when their girls is in the room?
100%.
I'm that guy. And I appreciate that. I respect it. I wouldn't bring me in the room either.
How's that make you feel though?
I love it. I don't want to be around them lame ass niggas anyway. I don't if you understand, I don't want to be there. Why do I want to be on this old crusty block? I'm on a different block. When have y'all seen me inactive? I'm always doing shit. When people find out what I was doing, they be like, I had an art gallery 10 years ago. No one does that. I had a collective 10 years ago. I was making t-shirts in the basement 10 years ago in China, 10 years ago. I got magazines to show it. I have a whole network. I got the receipts visually to show you.
What goes through your mind as you do a lot of creative shit, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's impressive. And like when you hear people come from like, what you would hear is like, all right, you come from the hood, you come from tough upbringing, you had a lot of struggle around you. Like creatively, it seems like you're thinking way beyond like what your environment was, because a lot of us get trapped where we are, like whatever our surroundings are. But it seems like you've been able to really think well outside of what we would traditionally see in our upbringing, right? Art galleries, things of this nature. Like that's not typical.
It's because I wasn't raised without seeing things. So I went to private school, but on scholarship, or as the only black kid in the school since I was a child. So I saw things. So the thing about it is, and I was thinking about this the other day, the life that is given to you, like if you're born in an environment, that wasn't your choice. You're just born there. That's the life that's given to you. And some people just take it. They'll stay on that block. They won't look no place else. They'll never live another life to know if they could even like it. I was aware that, okay, this is where I'm born, but I'm looking at TV and I'm going to private school. People live different other places. I want to know how everybody lives, so then I could choose which life I like. That's why I got a crib out here, and we got a ranch in Wyoming, and we live in LA, New York. We lived on farms, lived in Europe, China. Now I know where I like it the best. I'm not going to just sit someplace because somebody said this is where your environment is going to be. You're going to have to be in survival mode your whole life, and you're going to look like a stink-ass river forever and look at the same block. Why would I do that? Other people do. To me, I'd be like, yo, I was equating it like, damn, if I was a computer, I just must have got the upgrade and nobody pressed the button. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't get it. I don't see it any other way. So I'm in Florida right now, and I was talking about this the other day. Florida is racist as fuck, right?
Facts.
But it don't matter to me because I'm looking at how other people are acting. And the reason why I was like, damn, if I had to work for a racist, that would really suck. But I never have to work for, I'm the boss. A racist can't even be a racist around me. If you get cute like that, you getting fired and I might not get teeth out, period. So I don't even know if you're a racist. And if you got to work for a black man and you're a racist, that's your karma. But I don't never have to feel, you never have to feel racism when you're the boss, period. I don't know what it feels like. If I can't fire you or I can't hire you, then I'm usually not fucking with you in a way where there's any control of my destiny. You can't be a part of what's happening in my future if you in control. Like, I gotta be in control. And the only way to be in control is to be the boss. The only way to do whatever you want in your own house is to buy the house. It's the only way. And then people have to come in the house and work for you to clean the house and everything else. I got a staff with every house I got. Having a house, as you know, if you're working right, is a business within itself. House manager, people got to clean it. Shit breaks every day. You know, all type garbage, everything. You know what I mean? I'll be like, just having a house I don't live in, it'd be like, yo, it costs money. You know, it's a business.
100%.
But you a boss. So why would I go from owning a house to renting a life? Having a boss, that's like having a landlord. You gonna be the landlord of my life?
Yeah. I figured out in 2012, that was the last year I could be employed by anybody.
Partnership.
Yeah, that was my
you can outsource,
long time, yeah.
We can do a bit, but you can't be my boss.
Facts.
I don't even, because then you can be a racist and there ain't shit I can do about it but quit. And a lot of people can't quit. So that's why I try to make more bosses, because then there'll be less racism.
I know you have been pretty strong on teaching your children entrepreneurship as well. And I believe, if I understand right, your older children are all entrepreneurs. Is that accurate?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sort of.
What he said sort of. What like, as far as that, instilling that in your children, like, I know you
it's harder to get my children to listen to me than anyone else. You know, it's mind-boggling. I have, you know, my daughter listens a lot more now, but I had this conversation the other day. I was just like, it's crazy because, you know, people really listen to what I say, but no one else, none of my family does. It's like they're numb to me. It's weird.
How do you deal with family and money?
I don't have any money. An entrepreneur never has money to look at. They have cash flow. I ain't got no money to give nobody. I got to buy or I have to pay a fucking staff. That's how you don't give money, by not having that.
But you know how people feel about, you know, not being that.
If I'm broke, I'm broke. I'm making my dreams come true. See, not many people know what it is to put up your own money.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't mean when you make money, you got money. It means when you make money, you pay bills. That's what it means.
Mm-hmm.
You don't look at money. Only time I'm making money is if I could look at it. Like if it's a billy or like 100, then maybe I'll make some. But everything goes, I don't make $1. I spend a lot of money. My kids live a rich life, but I work for my family. I don't work for nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all right. You ain't see me drive up in the car. That was my girl's car. It ain't mine. She bought that. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you. You feel me? What's going to happen with you? That's how you avoid that. Now, if somebody give me like $1 billion, I'm giving them the money. If family asks, take it. But if I ain't got it, I ain't got it. But you driving cars, yeah, I'm paying for that shit. But I'm not driving cars, though. But I see you in jets. How the fuck you know who paid for that jet?
That's what I'm talking about. The expectation, right?
I'm not new money, bro. I'm old money.
That's what I'm saying. So you had to deal with it for a while. So that's what I'm saying. Like,
deal with it. I made my boundaries very clear, very early. You have to understand what boundaries are. You understand what I mean?
I do.
So if I got it, you can have it. Period. It is no questions. You family. You don't have to ask me. If I see you fucked up, I'm giving it to you. But I don't have it. Period. And if you mad at me, then I gotta say this. Let's go to the scorecard. How many things have you given me your whole life? How many things have I given you? and you're angry at me because I can't give you more. End of conversation. Just break it down logically. If that, like, people in my family aren't like that. I come from a family of wolves and lions. We don't accept that. I didn't get this attitude from me. I was born into this attitude. So, you know, like I said, I have an interesting family. But I've never been a family of people that have gotten abused at all. We've always abused the abuser. We've always bullied the bully. One of us getting punked would be getting us, someone is going to get teased for life. But whoever did that punking, whoever did it, it would be a problem. I'm not allowed not to be thorough. I couldn't go to Thanksgiving dinner.
What's your proudest accomplishment?
My children.
I heard you speaking about your kids a lot, man, and I heard
That's all that count.
I heard you say something earlier. I was listening to you talk about how important it was for you in your relationship with Rocky to be able to be with your child every day, and just what that means to you. I really respect that.
Well, you know, we also come from a world, because we're always in some sort of like financial desperation or economic desperation. We justify being away from our kids to make the money to support them. But you have to realize a kid has no concept of money until he's told what money is. A child's currency of wealth is love completely. And that comes before anything. So honestly, I haven't really been outside trying to work in about 9 years. If, you know, I'm truly trying to sell some product, then I'm in the street. You can't just do that. Like, everyone you see that's famous, they outside every day. I haven't been outside in 9 years because I was parked so I could watch my daughters. I wasn't going to let that life take away from the most priceless, precious time. And I wasn't really in a situation where I could live with my daughters. I had to visit my daughters, or they had to visit me. But I still had to provide consistency. But now with Rocky, I have a child that I don't have to fight to see. And like, my paradise that I've created is for him. I look at the world through his eyes and what he needs the most before me. You understand what I'm saying? He needs me before I need money. You know what I mean? Like, I have enough. So all I need is whatever makes him happy, and I have to architect the time that if I do business, it's in an environment that he can be in. So that's why his mother started making children's books and programming like Health is Wealth. So now the job is to make shit for him, so he could be there because he's the subject of the work, creating his environment. You know, sometimes we make kids go to our environment. If we did what was in the best interest of a child every time, our life would always be better. That's the test. If you'll justify not seeing your child for $1, and that's crazy if you really break it down. Some people don't appreciate parenthood till it's taken from them. You know? And I couldn't raise none of my first 4 children. But I got better each time. You know, my first child, Boogie, I tried to be the best father, but shit, I was 19. What the fuck do I know? Right. And I was brand new money, coming from hustling. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, what kind of pops could I be? So yeah, there's definitely things I'd have done different as it relates to raising him, but like as a 19-year-old, I think I did the best I could, but I saw how what I did affected him as an adult. Like watching something grow from born to, you know, talking to adolescence to adult, to watch that whole process, it's wild to watch how a child evolves. To watch him learn to speak a language from scratch. I never got to look and see that whole process. Shit is fucking ill, because a kid can't lie. A baby only reacts to what makes them feel good, and before they can talk, the only way they can communicate is cry. So it don't mean they like upset, it's just the only way they can communicate. And watching them figure it out. So just because a baby can't say nothing, it don't mean he don't feel what he can't say. They still are aware of their emotions. And that's when you really have to, that's like when an individual is the smartest. That's when you making them. You know, I'm part of something called the OSG. It's 200 Black Principles. And I was lucky enough with Rocky, from the women of OSG, principals like Principal Jocko, and she gave us a curriculum from the womb to 3 years old. So we've been having class with my son since he was in water. Like there was exercise and things that I did not know. He came out already knowing sounds and certain things. He's 4 years old in the brain right now. And that was like like 3 months ago. Like the doctor was like, you basically got a 4 years old. Good luck finding someone his age to play with. he be in like in Wyoming. I could actually go to Walmart. I love it. And we in Walmart and shit. And he sees a kid older than him, but he like a baby. And he calls older kids a baby because he's more advanced than them to the extent where the parents get offended. So the parent was like, you know, my child's older than him. I said, talk to him. He said it. You know what I'm saying? Like, he thinks she's a baby. You know what I'm saying? But he's already snaps on people. Like we was walking by and he saw like somebody dressed like a farm. He was like E-I-E-I-O. Like he already called him E-I-E-I-O face ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? It already connected. I promise you, I gotta. Shit is ill, man. Ain't nothing better. There's no. That's the illest luxury, is to wake up with your child and go to sleep with your child. There ain't nothing better than that. To be able to sit at home for 2 years and just raise your kid. That's the dream.
Something else I heard you mention was also having the mother there, so you guys are giving equal love. So it's like the kid isn't getting pulled from like half the love because one parent is missing. How important is having the right partner for you?
It's everything. You gotta have that best friend. You know, I'm a very particular kind of guy. And, you know, Rocky's ill. She's different. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta have that person that loves your faults to where they think they're strengths. Mm-hmm. So like the shit that most women think are faults, she looks at as strengths. You know what I mean?
That's how I got my girl on my shirt, man, you know.
That's hard.
Yeah.
That's hard.
Yeah,
right.
we got that bond. Yeah.
That.
Yep.
You know, and you don't, your girl, the one that you choose as your queen, number one, you're only her king because you're a slave for her. You don't deserve a queen unless you're a slave for a queen. She should never have to do anything but give life and be happy. You know, you're supposed to make all your woman's dreams come. That's your job as a man. It's not her job to make your dreams come true. It's your job as a man to do that for her. And you don't ever want to disrespect your best friend and lie to your best friend. And, you know, for me, it's like, yo, if I got to go be with somebody else and cheat on you, that means I'm not with you. I miss you when I'm other places. I want you with me no matter what I'm doing. So, you know, that's why you start a business with your woman, because you don't want your woman going to work with somebody else making something that her dream is. You want to make her dream come true. So when you win, she wins, and work is all together. You know, life is about architecting the future. See, a lot of people are scared to think. That's what I noticed. Thinking, I'd be like, yo, just think it through. People get very uncomfortable when I ask them to think. And because they know I will think for them, they ask me to think for them all the time. It's crazy to me. Think about it. Like some of the questions people ask me, I'd be like, just think about it. And then they come up with the answer. I was like, did you just want to talk to me? Like, why wouldn't you just think about it before asking me a question? Mm-hmm. There's Google. But people, if you give the option, like, oh, he'll think for me, I got to think it through. Yo, I need you to think for me. If you're a thinker, you can't get.
No, if I had access to you though, I would ask the question just to get your response, because you really be spitting fire.
There's certain questions, but you know, there's certain things that you could figure out. You know what I mean? Like, you know, not these. You haven't asked me a question that I think isn't something worth answering. But if you were like, "Where's the bathroom?" I'd be like, "Come on, bro. Why are you asking me that?" You know what I'm saying? Like something silly like that. But you know, it's just like when you hire or you work with people. You're working with people so you can delegate responsibility. You're telling them what to do, but you don't want to have to do it. But a boss's job is to remind people to do shit all day. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, you know, some people sometimes think that when you're a boss, telling people to do something means it's going to get done. That's not what a boss's job is to do. A boss's job is to stay in the person's face and make sure they do it. And then once they can do it when you're not around, that's when you give them more responsibility. But the whole key is to have a company run when you're not around.
Facts.
If a company can't run without you, you're a terrible boss.
And you're still an employee at that point.
Because then you work into your slave. You do everybody's job.
Yep.
That's the only thing I argue about, because sometimes she does things that we pay people to do. And so, well, they won't do it. Then I'd be like, fire them. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I'm not paying for it and still doing it. Like, I'm not going to, like, pay a driver and be like, yo, watch out, I'm going to drive. You know, I'm not doing that. Now, if I say I'm going to drive, I'll drive. But if I pay for someone to do it, then you got to do it. I'm not paying you unless you do it.
The youth now, man, I hear a lot of the young guys where it seems like they're not really interested in women. It's like they always hanging with their homies, they disrespect women, they talk down. Like what would you say to the guys now that you see, you know, like it's like this new generation is kind of different.
They bugging.
It's just only with the homies. It's just like
I never got that. Even back, I never ever understood why any dude wants to walk in the club with 10 dudes. Unless they're just like, you know, maybe scared that something might happen, security, but then why be there? You know, I don't get it. You know, dudes don't, I don't get it. I don't want to knock the younger generation, you know what I'm saying? But I love women. They inspire me. And I don't want to be around dudes. I don't like dudes. You know, I don't see why someone want to be around dudes. Like, I don't know. That one I don't have the answer to. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit bugs me out.
Let's talk about one of the topics we were speaking off camera earlier. You're into NFTs, the metaverse, and Web3 heavy. And you asked me about one of the projects that I own, and I own a Bored Ape. And immediately he's like, "Oh man, hell no! Like too much racial connotation in the Bored Ape. Too many coincidences."
And the narrative, like, I just don't like. If, let's say it wasn't intentionally meant to be racist, if a racist is around or has a Bored Ape, they'll have a lot of fun with it. So, you know, I just don't like the mascot of Web3 being something that triggers the community. So I'm not like me versus them. It is what it is, but if you ask me about it, that's my opinion on it.
Right.
And I don't like the way it's like turned into so many variations of apes. It's like mutated. Mm-hmm. Like fucking, like I was saying, like COVID. There's just different. Every day there's a different fucking ape, and then there's the ape fest where there's black people. But like I said, like,
it's mixed people, man. You keep saying there's black people, man.
White people cannot throw something called ape fest. They just can't. Maybe someone black could, and it would still be questionable. Like, yo, I'm playing, but it's just like how nigga, like we could be like, what's up, nigga? But like someone white can't do that. It's just respect for the trigger. It's respect for the experience. So I know how it makes. I'm just telling you how it makes me feel.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'm always wondering, because what I was explaining to you is art is nothing but trolling. And racism is different these days. You can't overtly be racist. You have to do it in a coded way. So that if I were to think, if you were a racist, like, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to get black people to love monkeys so much that they going to buy them, wear them on their neck, tattoo them on their... And they're going to go to something called an Ape Fest, and they're going to like it. Wouldn't that sound funny?
It would be.
No, that's happening. Fact.
I don't know if I'm 100% agree with you. I saw the video though.
You're 100%. You cannot be objective because you have one.
That's a fact.
I know.
But I'm still going based off what I looked at as far as the founders. Man, forget the investment.
Okay, the question I asked you, which was very telling.
I told you it was the money.
You didn't buy it for the artistic value of it.
Fuck no, it's a monkey, man. Nobody buys a monkey for $300 grand. No,
so that's the only way a black man would buy a monkey is if they made it about money. So they're saying black people will wear a monkey on their chest for money. That's how much distress we're in.
I see where you're going with that. I mean,
the checkpoints are there. It's not an emotional thing. It is what it is, a life algorithm. So, like I said, an algorithm is the study of human nature and the reaction to human nature, to me. And I don't need a computer to tell me an algorithm. I just look at what happens traditionally in life. So traditionally in life, another culture came and colonized the land that was nobody's and made us believe that is theirs. And now there's a new land. So what happened before will probably happen again, but in not the same way. So what way would they do it? It would be in a way, we'd have to be in a way where we don't realize it, right? It'd have to be a troll. So I'm just looking for the troll, and that just looks like one, that's all. It fits the checkboxes.
That's interesting. I like that piece, and I wanted to bring that up because, obviously owning one, you hear all the backlash that came in the last few weeks, a few months with Ryder Rip, and
Ryder Rip came and flew out to the ranch in Wyoming, and I wanted to speak to him to know if he was real, and he wanted to actually talk to me to see if I was real. I think the misconception is he's some starving artist that, YouTuber. Nah. That dude does some ill shit. His last video was Tyga, Travis Scott, Kanye West. Like, he getting money doing other shit, not to talk about his pockets.
Right.
A very creative dude. He just did the research, and he actually brought the coincidences and just laid it out in layman's terms. And again, language and saying things and putting things in a way we don't understand is so we have to pay someone to translate it, or so they could read it and not tell you what it really says.
Right.
And there's too much language in this world, in that world right there for now. The way the narrative is, it will turn off any creative. You damn near have to have a PhD to be able to talk about it intelligently and really be interested in it. Only 12% of the world know about this shit right now. So right now, if there are racists out there, which there are, and let's say there's 100 apes out there people own, I'm sure 3 or 4 of them are racist and having a great time laughing at it. And just based on history, this is a world that can be very economically friendly for a creative if a creative understands how to do it. But what I'm seeing is people that don't give a fuck about art making money off it, but no artists making money off it. And that's it. Like you said, it's all about the money. It ain't all about the money to me. It's all about the art. Respect for the process and respect for something that inspires you. That's what you should get paid for, not a fucking pyramid. You know what I'm saying? Or at least that's what I want to get paid for. I'm not saying anyone's wrong for that, but I really became an artist. That's the reason why this blackballed thing, it's people that don't care about art are like, don't let Damon in the room because he won't let us exploit art. That's what it is. I'm the guy that will protect anyone that I really love. I'll help them protect their art. I will help the people that are exploiting them. I'll help get them out of there. So I'm the guy that'd be like, I'm not signing this person if their management has a production deal because the manager is robbing them. I'm not going to help that. Mm-hmm. Fix your deal because I'm not going to watch you get robbed so I can make money. And that shit happened a lot when I was in that business. The exploiters hate me for sure. The artists love me.
You know, one of the things that's interesting about Web3 is there's not a lot of black people in it. So
because there's monkeys.
Well, even that, the technology and where a lot of the creators stem from come from, a world that most black people don't show interest in. So when you look at the apes that take off as an NFT that blows up, it's easy for them to be able to come out and be the original leaders of NFTs because there's nobody else in the space that truly is pushing out that type of art.
But that's what I'm looking at it like. They're like, oh shit, this is a gold mine and we want to keep them out of it. So we have to start fucking with their brain. What would keep black people from doing this shit? Let's call it a monkey so it triggers them and so they don't even want to read past it. Like, why a monkey? If these people are so smart, why a monkey? But you don't think they were like, well, this might offend people? You don't think that came up?
I'm sure it did.
And what do you think they said? Fuck them niggas. Let's laugh. Well, what did they say? What does that conversation look like if they're all sitting around plotting this whole thing out and they're looking at the pros and the cons? They're like, well, one of the cons is that we'll be making fun of, or some black people might think that looks like, trolling. And they were like, no, that's not a con, that's a pro. Let's continue. That's what I think happened.
I'm with you on that. I mean, you even gave me something to think about a little bit differently. I mean, once again, I looked at what the lawsuit. I see what their response was. I kind of tend to believe that they made it's a lot of coincidence. I'm not gonna lie, it's a lot of shit that I was looking at when I watched that video. I said, wow, it kind of made me scratch my head. And at that point, you got I got over $1 million worth of shit you know what?
That's called the test.
Yeah, and you know, it happens to be the market drops, everything else, and I'm not just going. I'm not going to dump. I'm gonna keep it real. You know, at that point is.
I wouldn't suggest you do.
You know, so you know, I
have an ape. I still got it.
Yeah.
But I'm just using it like, yo, this is an example of how they tried to troll. They gave me one of these shits. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not. I think it's a significant piece. Like, if I had like the original swastika, I'd keep it. It don't. You know what I mean? If I had Hitler's outfit, it don't mean that. It doesn't mean I believe in it. It'd be like, yo, I got that shit. These niggas was trying to fool us with this shit right here.
Yo, you fucking wild.
If I had the apple that the snake was trying to give Eve, I'd be like, this, that apple. It's art. Doesn't mean it's good, but I'm saying I understand it, but it's reflective. You were there. You got one. It's going to be worth a lot. That's the ultimate troll. When you realize you're being trolled and you end up making more money off it. Like I said, I'm not like, yo, what up? I'm just like, yo, be cognizant of it. Don't be stupid. I just don't like people laughing at me.
Right.
So I'm just like, I don't know. They might be laughing at me because I'm a funny guy. So you got to remember, I'm looking for a joke because I got jokes. Like, since you seen me and Berto, we just joke all day. That's why I fuck with him. He likes to snap. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I got to get in the ring every now and again.
He going now.
I know, he ran out of here.
That's funny as shit. Hey, listen. I keep hearing everybody. Another thing I had, one of my homies asked me about. You know, you've obviously had huge hits in the movie industry. Paid in Full, State Property, some like hood legend type movies. Which of those movies are you most proud of first and foremost? State Property, Paid in Full. Which one are you more proud of?
I don't look at things. It's like saying which kid are you more proud of? You know what I mean? It's just like I'm proud of all of them equally. They all did what I thought they were gonna do. I haven't caught that big lick yet. You know, that independent 100 million, and that's the one I gotta get.
Right.
But as an artist, I've been able to become a director. So like Honor Up, I think maybe my most favorite one to make was Honor Up because I put up the money for that, and I could do whatever I want. I did that shit without a script.
How much it costs to put together a Dame Dash movie?
Right now?
Yeah.
About $300,000-$400,000. To have I could do it like, depends if I'm paying actors a lot, but like $200,000-$300,000.
Do you think more entrepreneurs should be trying to create their own versus trying to?
Oh, that's what an entrepreneur is.
Well, when I say that, do you think more creators should be going to create more of their own movies versus, you know, looking for someone to partner with them? I think that would be
every creator's dream. It's just they don't have the money to do it. I think what they have to understand is what a flip is. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, yo, first do a little movie, make that shit, you know, just keep flipping. That's what I did. You know, I just flipped. But that's why it's like, you know, if you're an entrepreneur, what people have to understand, if you're a real entrepreneur, you ain't never looking at money. Because as soon as you make money, you want to put it into the next big idea.
Right.
And the fact that you have the money, you have this fearlessness, like, I ain't got to ask for no money.
Exactly.
What you mean? I'm not asking. Yeah, that's me.
Right.
That's why I don't ever have no. Shut up, I'll buy you. You know what I'm saying? So the next little money I get, I'm buying this shit. That's what I do. Just so I don't want to. You know what I'm saying? I just don't like asking people, can I smoke? Like, I don't want to ask.
You inspired me with something just like that type of mindset, because I feel like since I've been in a position to gain that financial stability, I push that. Hey, look, I'm gonna use my money to get me where I want to go.
Do what you want. It's freedom.
Yeah.
So you again, it's not like the wealth is about the freedom. So like, you know, some people might think, oh, I could have 1% of a big company and it's more. How many motherfuckers has presented that deal?
Right.
It's a once in a lifetime deal. So you can't depend on a once in a lifetime deal to do what you want to do. I want to be able to do what I want to do whenever I want to do it. Period. And you know, if I can't have a yacht, then I'm just not going. I'm not going on a cruise. I just won't be on a boat till I can get that yacht.
Right.
I just have an expectation in myself. You know what I mean? Like, yo, if I can't afford no gold, then I'm just not wearing jewelry. But I'm gonna grind till I can. I don't mind the grind because what I'm doing, I love. I'm doing it because I love it. The trick is to make a lot of money doing something that you would do for free. You understand what I'm saying? Like, look, it's just easy. Once you find what you love and you know what your dream is, you just have to make that shit come true. But what I find is a lot of people just don't dream. No one has a dream. Everyone, no one, they were like, yo, you wonder why you ain't got nothing. You didn't dream about nothing. How the fuck you gonna? What is just gonna come to you? A dream's gonna smack you in the face? You have to know what you're fighting for every day.
So speaking of dreams, like, what was your biggest dream that you've accomplished that you've had taken away?
My children. Like, I wasn't allowed to raise my kids. My dream is to have a family. That's always been my dream. My biggest dream is to take care of my family and to make sure my family never has to go through none of the shit I had to go through, and for them to just live in luxury. I don't want my kids or my family to have to be so tough. I'm doing the rough stuff for a reason, so they don't have to. So my dream is that my great-grandkids never have to work.
Jay-Z, what do you regret about y'all situation? Do you think it should have been more? You think you guys could have had more together?
Yeah, all that. But we were friends, so I just was more hurt as a friend. Like, how would you feel if your brother just betrayed you for money? Would it hurt?
I felt that personally. I told you outside, yeah.
But that's the algorithm. It wasn't surprising because that's what always happens. It was surprising because that's what it was. We were breaking the algorithm. We were doing it a different way and sticking together. But that's what always happens. They make one sell out the other, their friend, divide and conquer. That's a normal story. Mm-hmm. It was just a surprise. Like, damn, we got caught up in that. But damn, I was like, fuck it. But we were so cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was my nigga. Like, we never argued nothing. That's why I didn't know it was coming. I was like, pause. I was like, yo, what's going on? They saying we mad at each other. That was some real slick shit. I was like, that nigga's cold. He's cold. But
I felt that same type of
everybody
backstab, yeah.
Name someone that's a good nigga that hasn't. Name a good nigga that didn't get stabbed in the back. That's why you a good nigga. Pause. Like, you're not going to do everything someone does. You're going to let your guards down. The only people that can hurt you, because you don't let people next to you, are the people that are closest to you. Mm-hmm. So that's the only the only person that could have did that shit. You know what I'm saying? So you got that. But I would have did it. It's all good.
Is that something that you obviously I know you get asked that all the time, man. Like, you and Hov had like such a, man, that the 90s and 2000s, y'all just had like something that was so special. Everybody and their mom talked about the rock you guys had, from movies to everything going crazy. Mm-hmm. When you think about it now, and everybody wants, they ask you this question all the time, but is there anything that you think that you could have said or anything that could have changed to keep that from unraveling, definitely the friendship and the business that was involved?
Nah, man. Mm-hmm.
It was just gonna go down.
No disrespect to Brooklyn, but there's this thing even back then, and I remember having these conversations with Brooklyn niggas. And they'd be like, yeah, I got this connect. I'm gonna rob him, and I'd be like, why? You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, why you want to rob the connect? He's a connect. I mean, he just got the birds. I gotta take it. I'm like, I'm the connect. I had the birds just laying around. He's a Brooklyn nigga. You know what I'm saying? He just he couldn't help himself. That's what it is.
That's deep. That's deep. Do you feel like after all the stuff you've overcome, what do you think your legacy will be 50 years from now when people mention Dame Dash?
It'll be like Alexander the Great, but the one that lived longer. You know what I'm saying? A conqueror, a person that fought wars for the ones that he loved. I don't want to be known as an actor or a singer or entertainer. I'm going to be known as someone that rumbles. Think about it. I jump in the ring with a pro for fun. I like the fight.
You definitely, when I listen to you and I watch you for a while, you got like this courageous type of mindset that you gotta have to be successful. Definitely as a black man, when it's always like you're up against everybody. Mm-hmm. It's like the battle isn't just about accomplishing your own goals, but you gotta damn near fight against the current to be able to go and have all the success that you've had. I just want to tell you, man, I respect what you do.
Thank you.
Respect what you built over the years, man, and this is a hell of an interview. I appreciate your time.
It's all good.
For anybody out there that that's struggling right now, they're not where they want to be at in life, Is there something that you would tell those guys that helped you in times where you might not have been exactly where you wanted to be? What type of words, or what can you tell somebody that they just feel like they can't get, that momentum that they're looking for?
You gotta approach it like a gangster. I look at The Godfather, and when something happens and they have to retaliate, there's actually a consigliere to go and do the research, to come back and tell you what your best move should be, just studying. For me, a consigliere is like, I need a therapist. I need someone to talk to sometimes to make sure I'm making the right moves and that I'm reacting the right way. Yesterday, I had to call Tajay. We have a show called Healing is Gangster. I had to call him twice, for maybe 3 times, for 3 different situations in the day. And just little adjustments changed the whole trajectory of the day. So first and foremost, you got to get mentally right. Because you can't be a boss if you have to lead by example and you're doing erratic, dumb, duck, stupid-ass clown, goofy shit. And then you have to make sure you're leading by example. You got to get your physical health right. You got to get in shape. So if you feel in a rut, go do some fucking push-ups. Go jog. It'll make you feel better. Whenever I do feel any anxiety, just hit the bag. I don't never feel no anxiety when I'm working.
Is your hand still nice?
Very. I'm 52. He gets he's saying, oh, yeah, I did that when I was 40 to him. 40-something. After the joint. I mean, meaning like compared to if you're not a pro, yeah, you're going to have some problems. You don't know how to fight yet. I wouldn't do it. You know what I mean? But I'm 50. But health is important. And then you have to identify what your dream is. You got to know what your dream is. And you got to be able to visualize it perfectly. If you can't visualize your dream, it ain't going to happen. If you visualize the reason why it can't happen, that's what's going to happen. It can't. And you got to be able to write it down. This is my method. I was talking to my daughter about it. It's about the dimensions. So the first dimension is the dream, and then it's the paper. Then you put the pictures on the vision board of the shit you're going to buy and the way you're going to get there. Then you go make that shit happen in the real time, which is another dimension. And then you go make it happen in the metaverse in Web3, which is a whole nother dimension now. That's my method. Whenever you feel anxiety, work. If you have time to sit around thinking about the shit you ain't doing or the things you don't have, then that means you're not doing anything. You understand what I'm saying? While you're working, you don't have time to think about the shit you're not doing. You're worried about what's in front of you. So there's no reason. And then also, stop comparing yourself to everybody else. One of my brothers, Jay Black, I remember I had this crib in Sherman Oaks. And I was like, I had a big house. And I was trying to buy it. And he was like, yo, bro, this shit is too big. I was like, nah, I need this big house. And he was like, yo, you're not a rapper. Like, you don't have to do that. Don't compare yourself to a rapper. Just don't compare yourself to a rapper or a drug dealer. And you're all right. Or an athlete.
This is how it runs. Money come different, yeah.
It's just, if you don't compare yourself to shit you're not, and you just measure success by what makes you happy, then you realize you're so far ahead of the game. But you're always going to try to keep up. Like, I'm always inspired, like, whenever I catch a lick and I have a yacht vacation and I pull up and I see bigger yachts, those guys actually be, like, looking at whose yacht's the biggest, and it's a whole thing. And I'd be like, yeah, I got to get that yacht. I'm inspired. I'm not mad at him. I'm not mad at myself. I just want more. Mm-hmm. But I'm never mad at myself for not being where someone else is at. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I was trying to buy the Black News Channel out of bankruptcy. And, like, when something's at auction, you want to buy it at a cheap price, but it has to have enough assets in it that you can liquidate, so at least you can get your money back. You understand what I mean?
Right.
And it just wasn't enough assets in there. So you'd end up overpaying, and this is a long story. But I was laying to get it at a really good price, and I was like, the only motherfucker that could get this shit is Byron Allen. And he got it. And I was mad because I didn't have, he came with $11 million as a stalking horse, and I ain't have 11 right there for myself. That made me mad. I was mad. That's the only time I'm mad, if I don't have enough liquid to just go invest in something else when I want. But I was hot.
Right.
I'm still hot over that shit because I would have made so much money. You know what I'm saying? Because I had the whole formula. But it's all good. Everything happens for a reason. I'm going to holler at Byron now, and I think he heard I was around. I'd like to talk to him at some point about it. But that's the only time that I feel away is if I don't have, I just want money to buy shit to invest. I just don't want to, I don't like being in a position I have to raise money. I hate raising money. It's just too much on my soul. It's not independent. I just hate it, bro. I hate it. I'd rather literally not have money than have to like ask for it.
As a young entrepreneur, how do you make the connections to go to the heights that you've gone? How do you get in those doors? How do for somebody that's aspiring to go to
you gotta make a good product. See, the thing about an entrepreneur is not based on opportunity. It's based on how good your product is. It's like saying just because a rapper has a record deal don't mean he's gonna sell records. It's all about the work. There's drug dealers that have terrible work and have no fucking business. You gotta have good work, and they'll line up around the fucking corner. No promotion. You gotta be good at what you do. If you're good at what you do, if you have the best product, then you will figure it out. But if you're trying to like finesse and hit a system and blah, 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 that's not what I do. I just make good work. That's what I do. I stand on my work. I don't stand, there is no opportunity. No one's giving me an opportunity. Forget about that. I just have to make drugs that are so good that people are addicted to them and they will line up around the corner to buy it no matter where it's at. And that's by making art. It's about the quality of what you're selling. It's not about the finesse. It's about how good the work is. You ain't gonna sell clothes unless the clothes are good. You're not gonna sell records unless the records are good. You know what I mean? You ain't gonna sell houses unless the houses are good or you know how to build.
You get the prices right, find them off market.
You gotta catch them off price. You're in a recession, you got cash, you can do it all.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I know so many people that have built wealth just on distress. The whole thing is I ain't buying it unless it's at an auction.
And that's what I actually teach. Over the last couple of years, I did probably a couple 100,000 people I trained for free, and how they can get into real estate, and it's finding those off-market properties and wholesaling those.
It's easy as fuck.
Yeah, easy money.
Going and catching something in distress, and then flipping it.
To somebody that's an actual investor.
Yeah, or most people don't want to wait. They want to buy something immediately and have it done. So, in that little time, people do it for cars. Go to an auction, get a car for $2,500, fix it, go sell it for $8,500, and have 10 of them shits and be having them shits on the street.
Yep.
There's so many ways to skin a cat. No one should be broke. It just means you're not trying. There's too many ways to get money. It's not about luck. I mean, living is about luck a lot, but in general, to me, if you haven't tried anything, then how could you say you failed at anything? You're just failing at life. But some people, they don't even try. They don't even fail at it. They just don't do it. So for me, I hear an idea, I just go do it.
Right.
I don't ever have the expectation of getting it right the first time. So I don't go do it big, It's just like hitting somebody with work when you first meet them. Here, take 100 bottles. The next time, maybe I'll give you half whatever. But I ain't gonna do nothing that's gonna hurt me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Period.
I'm laughing like shit because you keep equating to that work.
That's
I know.
Yeah. I break it down.
Yep.
Usually that's the best way.
They get it.
What's the one thing that we do know how to do in the street?
That's
we
it.
Know how to sell some drugs.
Yeah.
So when you equate it in that language,
1,000%.
So it's like that.
That's how I've had to do some of my wholesale trainings. I'm teaching people like, hey, if you get the pack for this price and you sell it for that.
I do that with cause my staff. Another thing is what I don't like about the television world, and my problem is that they won't give me the distribution. That's why I was going to buy the Black News Channel just for the distribution, just for the affiliate contracts. They won't give it to me for some reason. And when we talk, they always put me in this box of black networks. Because I'm a black man that owns a network, that means it got to be a black network. So when a white man owns a network, it's a white network. It's a network.
Right.
It doesn't mean it's just for black people. It's for everybody. It's just a black man. They're never used to a black man having a white staff. Like a black man can only lead black people. My staff ain't black. My staff is black, white, everything. You feel me? Because I'm not only talking to black people. I'm talking to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And my work ain't just good for black people. My shit better than all cultures to me. You know, you ain't going to put me in that box. So, you know, that's the problem. They just think it has to be a black ad. It's just because it's a black owner, don't make it black. It means it's a black owner.
I love you said that.
That's the problem.
I love you said that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even me, I've been guilty as I heard you say that. I mean, I put out TCTV, my own TV network, and I go Black TV Network, and I'm not just talking to black people only. So I think I need to even address my messaging with hearing you say that. That's strong right there. I like that.
Yeah. Then you only get advertised that only want the black dollar.
Right.
The new kid is different, you know. The new kid wants to dress like a video game. The new fly is to have couture, like a little Uzi to me, like just like a video game. You know what I mean? He makes his cars like video games. You have to be able to be tech savvy. You know, you have to be able to code and do NFTs and be artistic. It's funny how cool changes through the years and what cool actually is in the definition of it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, you know, again, the language now that I'm speaking in is Web3. Even though not everybody knows it, eventually everyone will know it. But I talk to the people that are in the know about it.
Right.
Because these are the people that will help us establish the laws. So even in the NFT world, when I first started to learn about it, you know, at the OSG, I met with all the principals, like, please learn about this so y'all can teach it. Let's not get left out. Go to the Senator Eddie Milton and Congressman Andre Carson. Please learn about this so we can pass the laws that behoove us in that world for the creative. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you just have to look at when there's a new land, it has to be, like in Mars, they're already colonizing this shit. They're already staking land or something. How you gonna come to Mars and say it's yours? I'm not buying shit from nobody on Mars. Unless it's I'm not buying land on Mars. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, nah, that's mine, B. Nah. How you gonna say that's yours? Unless y'all doing some thug shit. And then we got the battle for the block. I gotta call my Anunnaki friends. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, yo, you wild as shit. Oh, man. This has been dope-ass interview, bro.
Right.
I appreciate it for sure. Hey, man, I'm good, man. This has been dope. This has been dope.
Good.
Let me see if I got anything to wrap this with, man, because you done hit on everything that I had as far as questions, baby. Anything I miss?
Well, just look out for the NFT, the Dash NFT gallery, the things we're doing there. I think our first thing is going to be with Wyland. And, you know, he's a great artist. I have this movie, The Prince of Detroit. I'm going to be showing at the Orlando Film Festival and also at the Newark Film Festival about a black entrepreneur from Detroit. And then I have this movie, Stoned, that's coming out that we shot like in 6 days on the ranch. And Love for a Living. And the relaunch of the Dame Dash Studios app, the magazine American New, and the relaunch will be free because the paid subscription doesn't work.
What do you mean by that?
So Netflix loses a lot of money every year. I've been talking about it for a while. They dropped 40%, and then they just said they lost 1 million followers. Where Tubi is up 40% because it's free. It's commercials. It's free TV.
So you're going to add dollars, AdSense.
Ads. Yeah. So make it free. And relaunch it like that. You just got to have a real sales team. And I think I have that. So we should be all right. Just got to get people to come see it. You know, look out for Paid in Full Part 2. Or people like, you know, when I say I'm going to do it, people think I'm shooting tomorrow. No. You know, if anyone remembers when I was making Paid in Full, people be like, when that shit coming out? It took years.
Mm-hmm.
So getting the script right. And like, it's crazy when I say I'm making it, so many people be like, make sure you don't say my name. If I haven't said your name and I don't know you, then you're not in it. I don't even worry about it. You ain't got to reach out to me about nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm only making it through the eyes of my brothers, the people that were actually there.
Right.
And we're gonna start with a docuseries first, and then make the movie based on the series based on the script. Off the docuseries. Honor Up Part 2. I'm about 60 pages in on that one. Shout out to OG Daniel. He has this thing that he does. That's crazy, and I'm real proud of him for it. So look out for Honor Up Part 2.
What? I know this is a topic you may or may not want to address, but the Outpost situation. He was murdered. How do you feel about that? Do you feel like that's street justice? What's your overall opinion on it?
I don't feel no way.
Fair enough. That's the answer. That's the answer. All right, we're going to wrap on that one. Appreciate you, Dane.
Oh, it was Heaven Up in Harlem that Daniel does. He does Heaven Up in Harlem, where he introduces all his sons to everyone else's son. 5,000 people come out there. It's great. I'm real proud of him for that. So big shout out to OG Daniel.
Okay.
And Bishop Purnell and Dr. Chris, Do It All, just won. I'm part of something called the Commission. I was going to say that. The Commission, and it's the Congressman Andre Carson, Senator Eddie Milton, the OSG, Dennis McKeezy, who's a professor now. He's a doctor. It's crazy. And Do It All, the first platinum hip-hop artist to be an elected official. So that's how powerful hip-hop is in Newark. And, Dr. Chris, the head of a hospital, black woman that's on CNN every day. And Bishop, the Bishop as well. And, and the Yacht Squad, Bishop Purnell. It's a movement of people that are just, not just listening and complaining, but just taking matters into our own hands in a very intellectual way. And also the therapists, Taj and Melanie, for the therapy and getting that unrecognized trauma that just being black is. And, and Melanie deals with the foster homes. So, we ain't just talking about it, what I'm going to do, that's what I'm doing.
Right.
Look forward to change. Look forward to evolution. Look forward to more fairness and just, more opportunities and ways for us as a culture to control the narrative by being independent and, just being economically correct. That's what we got to get to. No one's going to fight when everybody's rich. You know what I mean? I know I'm not.
Yeah, I respect that. Hey, I got one for you. You got your top 5. I want to know your top 5 out of the rock. No order.
I don't have no time. I'm not that. I really
no.
Nah, because again, I was inspired by all of them. You know what I'm saying?
But who do you think was like the hardest? Would you say Siegel? Who like
the best rapper?
Yeah, best rapper.
On Rockefeller?
Yep.
The best rapper? Jay was the best rapper.
Who you got after Jay?
I never really broke it down like that, but lyrically, probably Beanie.
Beanie.
Yeah.
Where you put your rest at? Give me 2 more. Who come after Beans?
I don't want to forget nobody. Let me see. Lyrically, he was dead nice. I don't know. Because there was a lot of them that never got albums out.
Yeah.
So we looking at albums talking about state property. I'm like, there's different things. Like I was entertained. I used to like the way Oskino and Sparks.
Yeah, they was hard.
Great.
Yep.
And Petey Crack, because I was curious. I directed his video. People don't know I directed like Rock the Mic. I directed that. And
Rock the Mic that shit hard.
That shit don't say come out.
That shit hard.
Hip hop. I'm like, yo, what's up with you? I've been working this shit. What you got? And this nigga hip hop. I was just like, and I heard that and was like, nah, y'all putting that out. And Freeway had a bunch of sleeper hits. There'd be like sleeper hits, like Line 'Em Up.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I made Line 'Em Up, Shut 'Em Down. Was inspired by that. My rock band. I got my rock band. So yeah, I don't know. Lyrically, yeah, it would probably be Beanie and Jay.
Okay.
And but the person I thought would be the biggest was Cam.
Cam. Yeah.
He had the most overall thing going on to me. He had the biggest movement as far as with the pink and all that other shit. Yeah. That's who I thought had the biggest. I thought he could. I think they all had their own little movements. They're all different. You know what I mean? And then, MOP, I just forgot about a lot of this shit. But shit, Joe Button was on Rockefeller.
Damn, I didn't know that.
Yeah, nobody knows. Nobody talks about it. But yeah, he was on. They were leaving him in Def Jam. They were shitting on him and Nori. So I was just like, yo, come over here with us.
Okay.
But on the low, Joe Button could rap.
Yeah.
He could rap. He used to go rap. And yeah, I forget there's a bunch of and like I definitely had the best rapping producer, which would be Kanye.
See, now I'm about to ask you about that Kanye shit because I watched the documentary and y'all really ain't paid Kanye no attention. Like the way the documentary looks is like
you saw that from Cootie and Shige's camera. A lot of people don't know what really happened there, so it wasn't me that was slowing it down. It's always the guy that gets the problem was Leor Cohen that wasn't cutting him the money. So I was fighting for him. I just couldn't tell him because he would fucking go fucking depressed. You know what I'm saying? He was just so. That's all it was. It wasn't. I just didn't. That's all that was.
Yeah.
And they didn't tape the fact that I'm the one that sent him the drum machine and all that. And also they didn't put the fact in as even when Cootie Chicken and my brothers, but even when they weren't working with Kanye, I was still funding Creative Control for like 4 years after that. You know what I mean? So they weren't there for those parts. That was all that camera saw.
Right.
But I got my footage that could show. Nobody didn't pay him no attention. Mm-mm.
Did you expect Kanye to be as big as he is?
Yeah. I was beefing with Leor because they weren't giving me the money for him. They were slowing up his budget. And Jay was slowing up his budget. That's what it was. I couldn't get the sign-offs. You know what I'm saying? That's why I had to let the whole fucking, half the Dipset go to Koch because niggas wasn't signing off on their budgets. Because we all had to sign off on them. So it was like waiting for homie. It was like, and everybody be mad at me. And that's what it is. But certain things I couldn't tell him that like, yo, they fucking with the money. That nigga would have jumped out the window. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, hold tight. So we would be funding shit from our pockets while they'd be like the money machine and all that.
Yeah.
That came out of our pocket. Because when he crashed, he couldn't fly, so he had nothing to do. So we sent him that drum machine. I sent that drum machine. That's my drum machine.
That's real.
Yeah, it's like but if think about it, that far down the line, if that's what they saw, imagine what really happened. They're like, why the fuck would I give him his money?
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't respect him as a rapper back then for sure.
Right.
I respected him as a producer. So anyone that got money with me could, do a record because I always had the rappers to jump on his beats. I wasn't expecting him to rap like that.
Yeah.
That was surprising.
I went to.
I didn't respect it till Through the Wire.
I went to a couple of his shows, man. It's just amazing to see how large he's got as an artist, man. That shit is unbelievable.
As a designer.
The designer's on a whole nother level. That's just he kicked down he changed the whole industry with that shit.
Don't be a rapper that designs because there's a bunch of rappers. Be a designer that raps. There's no designer that can rap. No real one. But he's a real designer. He puts in the work. It's not like he's just putting his name on it. He's like real meticulous with it, like a scientist.
You should ask. You get a lot of questions that are surface level questions. Is there a question that you wish somebody would have asked you, or something you would love to talk more about?
The only question or the thing that I wish that they would speak about more, just because I feel like as an example, was that I was a single father during the Rockefeller days with Boogie. So no one ever says nothing about the fact that I was raising a child and taking him to school every day while, running rock. It's like, why wouldn't anybody talk about that? I think that would be the coolest shit. They talk anything, but they never talk about the fact that regardless of all that shit, I was a dad. Mm-hmm. I was a single dad. Being a single dad, being a single mom, just watching what Rocky has to do with the baby with me is crazy. I couldn't imagine being a single mom. But being a single dad is kind of ill. It's not the easiest thing.
Respect.
Yeah. I went to court, did everything I had to do, and they gave him to me. So I was being accused of all type of shit, but the judge gave him to me. So what kind of dude am I?
Man, you get this, like, everybody calls you like a narcissist, and like they give you all these labels of asshole.
The asshole yet.
No, that man, I just they wear you out sometimes, bro. And
I'm not there. I wish I could hear it. That's the thing is, all I do is get flowers. I don't hear all that shit. I really don't. I would love to be a fly in the wall when people talk bad about me because I only hear them talk good about me. I hear about people talking bad about me, but I mean, that shit, I would love to hear it because it must look funny. you know, to like justify, make a good nigga look bad, you must have to have a lot of energy. You know, niggas must be loud. You know what I'm saying? They have to really prove a point, but like, you know, what they worried about.
I respect that. That's a wrap, man. Appreciate you, Dane.
Appreciate you. My man. It's a wrap. Martini.
That's a wrap for today's episode of the Get Your Ass Up podcast. Thank you so much for joining me in this journey of learning, growth, and self-improvement. I hope you found value in our discussion and feel inspired to apply the insights we've shared to your own life. If you enjoyed the show, please don't forget to subscribe, leave a 5-star review, and share it with your friends and family. We're committed to providing you valuable content to our listeners, and your support continues to help the growth, and I want to over-deliver on that promise. I'm your host, Tony the Closer, and I want to remind you to never stop striving for greatness. Keep pushing yourself. Never give up. And remember that we're all in this together. Stay tuned for more empowering episodes continuing our way to success. Until next time, keep moving forward, and remember, get your ass up and make that shit happen.